We are on Lamed Tes Amud Beis. We left off yesterday, although I guess there's no recording of yesterday, but we left off yesterday, the Rashi right before the Mishnah, Lamed Tes Amud Aleph. And so it was a machlokes between Rabbah, who holds of Hachana, and the other Amoraim, Abaye, and Rabbi Rav Chana, who did not hold of Hachana. The Gemara seemed to bring a raya that Hachana is a valid issue, because why do you have to use the same pas, right? Amar Shmuel u'ba'osa pas. Shmuel says you need the same bread, because if you use other bread, it would be l'chora Hachana issue, to which Rashi tries to prove it from Mishnah, tried to prove it from the Mishnah. Dekanai Masnisan, because the Mishnah talks about taking the exact same bread home so that you can have for the second day, as Shmuel said, right? So Shmuel seems to also buy into Hachana. Why else would he need dafka the same bread? If you hold that you're allowed to make an Eruv on the first day for the second day, so then you would need dafka the same bread. So what do they do with this Mishnah? As Shmuel said, as Rav Ashi pointed out, the Mishnah is medayik it as well. With Shmuel, you can argue with Shmuel, they're Amoraim, but if the Mishnah seems to indicate that, then how do you explain that? And the answer was Hosam Eitz Tova Kamashmalan. It could be that the Mishnah is not telling you to that it's a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker to use the same bread. But it does afford you a good eitzah that you want, and you're not going to lose it. Let's do the last Rashi one more time, right before the Mishnah. Okay, maybe the Mishnah is only giving you advice. That you take the bread and you bring it back. We don't want you to lose and basically lose access, and you will have lost your bread, and therefore you lose it twice. You lost it because you can't find it now. You lost it because you can't eat it. The yitrach b'acheres, and you'll try to bother yourself to find another one. Ula olam, but in reality, so we don't want you to have to deal with that on a Shabbos or on a Yontif. Ula olam iboy ma'arev b'acheres, but true, if you want to find another one and do follow up the first day's bread with the second day's bread, Wataka would be okay. Udiktani ein erev l'sheni, okay, and that which we said, and I guess this is the real throw-off. Where do we say that? So it would have been helpful if Rashi said in the Mishnah, but you look back. I was looking for those words. Where does it say "Ein Erev L'Sheni"? And sure enough, in the Mishnah it says if the Erev is Nechal, okay, on the first day, the Erev does not work. Nechal b'rishon Eruv l'rishon ve'ein Eruv l'sheni. If the bread got eaten up on the first day, the Eruv works in the first day, but however, the Ein Eruv L'Sheni. Those are the words of the Mishnah on Lamed Ches and Aleph. There is no Eruv for the second day. Well, Rashi's bothering me, there's no Eruv for the second. According to Abaye, according to Rabbi Chana, there is an Eruv for the second day, because on the second day you can just take another loaf of bread. What does it mean, Ein Eruv L'Sheni? So Rashi is explaining that line according to these Amoraim, okay, B'Kniya Kamaisa Kamar, with that first acquisition of shvisas makom by the first Erev. That's what the Mishnah means. That if you want to rely on that first challah to go ahead and make an Erev, it cannot be done because the Erev is gone. If you don't go back and make a new Erev, you could make a new Erev. That's not an issue. The issue is you can't rely on the old Erev because that old Erev is gone. Now, the only thing left that's interesting is that in this quote of Rav Yehuda, he says, it doesn't seem that, unless you say maybe he argues, this is all Rav Yehuda, so maybe they would argue with him, but the Shilas would Abai and Rabbah agree that if you didn't, because the statement of Rav Yehuda was, if you make an Erev with your feet on the first day, you can't make an Erev on the second day. Right? Then you can't use pas, you can use your feet on the second day, but Eimar b'pas b'sheni, right? She'ein ma'arvin b'tchila b'pas, She'ein ma'arvin b'tchila b'pas, meaning you can't make an Erev with pas on Yontif for Shabbos. So I just was wondering, like, does Rabbah and Abai argue with that statement as well? They would not buy into that, or maybe somehow when to do it lechatchila, because in the other case when you can do it, you already had a pass on the first day. So now the case we're dealing with, you're backing up the first day with a new pass for the second day. Maybe that's not hachana, but somehow the ma'arav lechatchila on Yontif seems to be maybe worse, and that maybe can't be done even maybe according to Abai and Rabbah. Could not find any indication on that realm. That might be worse. Because clearly the Reviewed is saying it's worse. He's saying we're not going to allow you to make the Erev on the pass on Yontif itself for the second day. That's not acceptable. If you made it on the first for the first day, then you can make it on the second day. And according to Abai, you certainly, as Rashi says clearly, you can take a new bread and follow up the first day's Erev. Would they say you can start on Yontif for Shabbos? I'm not sure. Logically, you'd say why not, but maybe somehow, just like Reviewed felt it was worse to start on a Shabbos, on a Yontif for Shabbos or on a Shabbos for Yontif, maybe they would agree with that as well. Okay, just a little tzarachi in there. Okay, but we got Pshat and Rashi, everything is good, and we can now proceed. Next Mishnah. It is a famous issue that many people are confused about, so now Baruch Hashem, you can be the one to enlighten your Rosh Hashanah table when everyone starts talking about all the confusion about the 2 days, what's the difference, why is Rosh Hashanah viewed differently? Well, now you'll have the answers to that question. Rabbi Yehuda Eimer, Rabbi Yehuda says, Alamates, Mishnah, Rosh Hashanah shayarei shematis aber. So you're afraid that maybe the 30th day of the month is not going to be Rosh Hashanah. Right, because basically every month has either 29 days or 30 days. There's no 31 days, there's no 28 days. That's right. That's the way it is. It's two options. Either it's a 29-day month and the 30th day is Rosh Chodesh, or it's a 30-day month and the 31st day is Rosh Chodesh. So if the month becomes a Saber, becomes full, that means it's a 30-day month. And in the case of Elul, if Elul's a 30-day month, Rosh Hashanah is going to be on the 31st day. Or maybe not. Maybe it's going to be on the 30th day. So you're not really sure how things work out because they didn't have fixed calendars in those days. They relied on people coming in to give testimony of seeing the new moon. When they see the new moon, if they come in on the 30th day, Mazel Tov. It's Rosh Chodesh today, and it's Rosh Hashanah. Okay, if they don't come in today, then they don't have to come in anymore. We don't need them anymore because tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh no matter what. And in that case, in this case where it's Tishrei, it'll be Rosh Hashanah. So Rosh Chodesh Yari Shema Tisaber. I'm afraid, this guy's afraid, oh my gosh, this might not work out and today might not be Rosh Hashanah, but it might yet be Rosh Hashanah. So I don't know what to do. And I have 2 days I have to deal with, and I have 2 different places I have to go, 2 different chazans I have to hear. So Ma'arv Adam Shnei Eruvin. It's the same deal. A person can make 2 Eruvin V'yomer and say it like this: Eruvin b'rishon l'mizrach b'shein l'mayrav, b'rishon l'mayrav b'shein l'mizrach. I can go east west east, doesn't matter. Eruvin b'rishon, I can make my erev on for the first day b'sheini k'b'neiri, and the second day I want to be like my townspeople. Yet you can switch it up. The 2 days are not hooked into one another. Eruvin b'sheni, I can make my erev for the second day. B'rishon k'b'neiri, I want to be like my townspeople the first day where I have 2,000 amma access in any direction. But the second day I want to have my erev. So you can do all that. All of that is acceptable. There's essentially no difference, according to Rabbi Yehuda, between the 2 days we spoke about in the Mishnah, that you can play this game. That's what Rabbi Lezer held that way. Rabbi Yehuda seemed to say you can play the same type of deal in Rosh Hashanah. But the Chacham did not agree. Okay, meaning that they viewed it as one Kedusha, and they said, nothing doing. Whatever the first day Rosh Hashanah is, in terms of your Erev, that's the second day. You're linked into a 48-hour period of one sanctity. So there's no flip-flopping going on over here because it's all one day, one long day. Okay, V'oid Rabbi Yehuda, and furthermore Rabbi Yehuda said, following his shita of what we just said, Masa Adam Halka Kol B'Yontif Rishon. Person can have a basket of tevel that he has not yet rectified through Trumas and Maasros, and he can make a condition upon that basket. And he can say like this: On Yontif Rishon, he can say, I'm sorry, again, one more time, Masna Adam al Kakol b'Yontif Rishon v'ochla b'Sheni. And he can then eat it on the second day through this Tanai that if we'll see in Rashi, but if today is Yontif that I'm making the Truma tomorrow, because you can't take Truma on Yontif, so it's one of two, right? Rosh Hashanah, it can't be 2 days. No such thing as 2 days Rosh Hashanah from the Torah. From the Torah, it's either today or tomorrow, but it's not both, right? Rosh Hashanah is not, there's no exceptions of Rosh Hashanah being a 2-day Yontif from the Torah. It's just a 2-day Yontif in Eretz Yisrael, but still a 1-day Yontif. Except we didn't know. So it's the same question: is it today or is it tomorrow? So make a condition. If today is Rosh Hashanah, I'm going to take Trumas Maisus tomorrow. If Rosh Hashanah is tomorrow, I'm taking my Trumas Maisus today. I mean, Manav Shach, tomorrow I can eat it because I either took it already yesterday, or if yesterday was Rosh, I'm taking it today. So on the second day, for sure, that basket's good to go.
Which day do you eat it?
Second day. Can't eat it in the first day because
you can't eat it the first day at all. So there's only one day to have it, or you
okay.
can't have it at all.
No, if you don't have it at all, there's no point of doing it. You're going to have it. You want to have it tomorrow. So tomorrow, for sure, you can have it. Okay, because one of two possibilities: either today was holy or tomorrow is holy. Right. If today's holy, then I'm designating Truma tomorrow. And which tomorrow will be when you get to tomorrow. That's today. That's that day. And if today is not holy, then I'm designated as truma today. And tomorrow it's holy, but I already took it the day before when it wasn't holy, so everything is good. So Miman of Shach, I got it covered. Okay, that's another leniency that Rabbi Yehuda injects into this 2-day Rosh Hashanah situation. The Chembeya. Okay, not only that, but even a bay shoulder barishon. If you have an egg that was laid on the first day of Yontif of Rosh Hashanah, tocha b'sheni. So you have 3 different. You have the erev halacha, you have the tevel and the basket halacha, and then you have the egg halacha. Okay, v'holocha, the Chum did not agree. Okay, so that they say no, it's all 1 day, and therefore you can't play these games because whatever didn't work for the first day is prohibited through this elongated day, 48-hour day. Rabbi Dosa ben Hurkinis Omer. So Rabbi Dosa ben Hurkinis adds his personal issue with Rosh Hashanah in terms of the way to do it, because after all, it is also Rosh Chodesh. He would say, when he would daven for the Amid, beyond Rosh Hashanah, Omer, he would say, Hachlitzenu Hashem Elokeinu es Yom Rosh HaChodesh Hazeh. Strengthen us on this day, on this Rosh Chodesh, im hayoim, im l'machar. Okay, whether it's today or tomorrow. Okay, or whether it's tomorrow, please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Achlitzenu. Okay, right? It's a word that we use every Shabbos. Okay, the very next day, he says exactly im hayoim im emesh. Okay, he would say, please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Achlitzenu b'yoim Rosh HaChodesh Hazeh. Okay, do they change it to Rosh Hashanah? Okay, no, they don't. They keep Rosh Chodesh. Okay, and the very next day, instead of saying if today or tomorrow is Rosh Chodesh, he would clearly say if today or yesterday was Rosh Chodesh. But the Chum again did not agree to this concept of this flip-flop. If today, if tomorrow, it's all one unit, and therefore, plus this would say could be. I mean, this Hachlitzenu could also be questionable as well, whether you want to mention Rosh Chodesh. But bottom line is they didn't agree. We'll have to see later on what exactly they didn't agree with. Okay, but you could say they didn't agree. It was the same reasoning as before. Let's see the Rashis here. Shemet Tesaber. So Begoyla Kamai, we're talking about in the Chutz La'aretz, Shemiyasa Bezna Gadol Elul Mu'uber. Maybe they were going to make Elul into a full month of 30 days, v'yushnei yomim tovim. And if they're going to make it into a full month, then you'll end up de facto with 2 days Rosh Hashanah. Because as you approach the 30th day, as you go into the 30th day, how do you relate to this day? It might be Rosh Hashanah tomorrow. So you can't just ignore it and start, TiVoing all your favorite shows. That's not going to work because it's Rosh Hashanah, maybe. Because if they come tomorrow, before Mincha Gedola, then that you will have Rosh Hashanah. So, but if not, then it's going to go over to the next day, and the next day is going to be Rosh Hashanah. So it was one of these real quandaries. I don't know why Rashi says Dafka Begoyla Kamairi, because the Ma'aseh says this would be in Eretz Yisrael as well. Okay, let's see. Shema Yasa Bezan Gadol Elul Mu'ober V'yu Shnei Yomim Tovim V'tzorach Lerech Rishon L'tzad Echad V'sheni L'tzad Acher. And on one day I need to go see one chazan, or maybe I have to be the chazan on the first day in that shul. On the second day I have to be the chazan in a different shul. So I need flexibility. I need two different Eruvs functioning here for the 2 different days. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, no problemo. Ma'ariv Shnei Eruvin. And say the same thing is said in the last Mishnah. You just redo the whole thing for Rosh Hashanah with the same conditions, the same stipulations.
Easier? I mean, one of the days is the Rabbanah and one of the days is the Raisa. You don't know which is which, but actually you do know which is which, because you'll know once the Eidim come and tell you which.
Or don't come. Okay, yeah.
So you'll know which day is the Raisa and which day is the Rabbana.
But still, I mean, bottom line is you count it as you viewed as 2 days or 1 day. In a way, this is better because here, you know, one of the days is not really. You know, in the first case, one was Yom Tov, one was Shabbos.
Right.
You had Kedusha both days unequivocally.
That's my point. And one day here is just the Rabbana.
Okay. So that's why maybe Rabbi Yehuda, last Mishnah was Rabbi Eliezer who said what he said. Right? Rabbi Eliezer Aimer. Here, Rabbi Yehuda is joining Rabbi Eliezer's Shita to say, I didn't get on your bandwagon the last time, but I will get on your bandwagon here, because here it's better because it's only for sure one of these 2 days. We just don't know.
Well, you know.
No, we just don't know right now.
Yes.
But so since you don't know right now, we're going to treat it.
The real reason they did this was because they couldn't get the word out fast enough.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not just that.
When the Eidim came and testified, how are you going to get out to the rest of Israel that it's Rosh Chodesh or Rosh Hashanah?
Let's see. Okay, well, you're. Let's see. Not quite the way we're going to learn it this time. So Ma'ariv Shnei Eruvin.
I'm sorry. So it should be. Isn't it 1 day is Yom Tov and the other day is Chol?
It should be, but since you don't know.
But that's the doubt, though. Not whether it's still rice or Drabanan. It's right?
Correct.
It's 1 day's Yom Tov, 1 day's Chol.
Correct.
I mean, we're now.
No, this is no. This is the Rabbana. The rabbis came out.
I think this is originally before, like, it was done. This is like it was right. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll have to see. In other words, you treated it. You don't treat it as Chol. I mean, that's why it's confusing. You went into the day treating it that today might be, but when you find out that today wasn't, then really today was Chol. Right, then that's really, what really happened. But rabbinically, they made you keep it the rest of the day as well. We're going to learn that. Now, the part that's what Rabbanan is that even though, let's say, by 2:00 on day 30 of Elul, that it's really Elul and not Rosh Hashanah, the rabbis came along and said, no, you can't just run to the iPhone now. It's Rosh Hashanah. Rabbinically, we're going to keep the laws in place. So that's where
Rosh Hashanah tomorrow, but
the real Rosh Hashanah is tomorrow. But we're going to make you finish. We don't want to be Mezalzel Rosh Hashanah, because if you can start running around doing whatever you want, in the morning you said, what you call it, you blew shayfer in the morning, and in the afternoon you're playing games. So you can easily lead to a zilzal. So the Rabbanan did come along and say, but essentially it's right. It became a rabbinic day in time, but that's sort of 2 steps. Okay, so
and Eretz Yisrael, if it was Rosh Hashanah the first day, the second day is totally Chol.
Correct.
Right, but in the Kutzlar, that's what it sounds like. It's like they wouldn't do that because
in Israel, it's also 2 days.
Well, eventually, okay. Well, yeah.
Right. Isn't that what we're referring to right now? Right, that in Eretz Yisrael would be on the first day if we knew it was Rosh Hashanah, and then the second day would be
correct.
And in the Chutz La'aretz, they have to do both days because they can't get word enough. They have no idea what really is the day.
Correct. Right. So at 100%. At this point, what we're dealing with. If they knew, if Adam came early in the morning, or any time in the morning, and stated that they saw the new moon, so that day became Rosh Chodesh, That day was Rosh Hashanah, and the next day was nothing. Next day was a regular second day of Tishrei, and it was not an issue. Okay, so let's see, continue Rashi. Right, so the methodology is exactly the last Mishnah's methodology. You make it conditional. Okay, not conditional. You say first day I want this, second day I want that, and no reason why you're not good to go. But the Chum did not agree because they hold this is one kedusha. Okay, similarly, Masa Adam al Kakola shall tevel be unto Frishon Shor Shoshana. So to a person that could make a condition on a basket of tevel on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, the Yomer, which is again the day after the 29th day of Elul, and you're not sure whether it's Rosh Hashanah, whether it's the 30th day of Elul, the Yomer. And you say like this: if today is just the 30th day of Elul, tehezu truma alelu, let basket A be truma against basket B. And if today is holy and today's Rosh Hashanah, then what I said should become null and void. Similar to counting Sfira during that early time when the summer, the early minyanim, you say, if I'm going to count right now, but if I don't remember later, then my counting now should be valid. But if I do remember, I want my counting to be completely invalid. So I want to count when it really gets dark. I just might forget later, so you make that condition. If I do remember, this counting doesn't count, and if I don't remember, this counting does count. So you can make a condition to make your words null and void. And if today is holy, then my words are null and void, because I'm not allowed to take truma today. Okay, the Amag being truma b'yontif. Okay, because you're not allowed to separate Truma on Yontif. The Shvus Rabbanan him Mesechus Beya. Mesechus Beya, we will learn about it being a rabbinic injunction not to take Trumas and Meisters on Yontif and Shabbos. And then when you get to the next day, you say Im Esmol Kodesh. If yesterday was Taka Rosh Hashanah, Vayom Chol, and then today is Chol, Tezu Shemarti Esmol Shuma Leilu. Then yesterday's words were truly Shuma Alelu, one more time. Im esmol kodesh vayoim chol tezuch shomarti esmol shuma alelu. U'mochor oimer im esmol kodesh vayoim chol tezuch shomarti esmol shuma alelu. Yesterday was kodesh. Yesterday couldn't work. So one more time, I'm reading it wrong. So Ulumachar Oimer, and the next day you say, what's that little ches? Maybe he helps us. I don't know. Okay. Ulumachar Oimer, Im Esbol Kodesh, Vayom Chol. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course. I'm just reading it wrong. The next day you say, if yesterday was Kodesh and today is Chol, then I'm taking it right now. Tezu Shemarti Esmo Shum Alelu. That which I said yesterday should take effect today. That's what he means. What I said yesterday should take effect today, and Shuma should be effectuated. Vim Hayoim Kodesh ve'Esmo Chol. Okay, and if today is holy and yesterday was the key day to make this happen, Farhi Truma, Me'esmo. I already made a Truma from yesterday, so I'm good to go. And then you can eat the basket that's been fixed up, and you leave over the rest for the kohen. So you got to be man of shach, you're good to go. However, the Chum did not agree. The Savrei Tavayu Kedusha Achasi. Because they say it's one big Kedusha. There's no flip-flopping. There's no one day or other day. It's all one big day. And whatever the status of the first day is, that's the status for the second day. Just like you can't take Truma on the first day, you can't take Truma on the second day. They might be in Ben Truma, and there's no such concept that you can take Truma on a Miman of Shach. And the last point of the Mishnah is Rabbi Daisa ben Hurkinis says that you say hachlitzenu, zarzenu v'achlitzenu kamo nechalat chushim. Let us gird ourselves and get armed. Let's get ourselves pumped and ready to go. HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us the strength to get rolling here. Imayim imachar, imayim hu achlitzenu hayim. If today is Rosh Hashanah, then strengthen us today. Imachar machar, and if it's tomorrow, then do that tomorrow. Gemara Mefarish Gemara is going to explain this lack of agreement on the part of the rabbis. Okay. Again, the test. I was saying. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Daf Mem. Okay, it says Gemara the first I atnoi koi. Okay, is it referring on to the condition that they don't like? Or kasavi lav safiku eliyom rishon rosh chodesh. Okay, and but rather the first day is Rosh Chodesh, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts because it's all one big kedusha. Oh, azikaron koi. Or are they talking about the not liking the aspect of mentioning the day? And they don't like the idea of mentioning Rosh Chodesh on Rosh Hashanah. So what we said was unclear. So Rashi Taka says the Gemara is going to get into what exactly they were not haida. Were they not haida to the Tanai, or they're not haida to the fact that you make a mention of Rosh Chodesh on Rosh Hashanah, which we Taka do not, right? On Rosh Hashanah, we don't find the mention of Rosh Chodesh in our davening. Rosh Hashanah essentially is Rosh Chodesh. I mean, it's Rosh Chodesh plus. Okay, so let's see here. So we're beginning to delve into this world of Rosh Hashanah, this tricky world of these 2 days. Let's get more into it. So, Man loy hoydaloi, who is the one who didn't like it? Because clearly, Rabbi Yehuda was an advancement over the last Mishnah of Rabbi Eliezer. So we've got more people on the bandwagon of pulling this off, but somebody didn't like it. Who was the Chacham who didn't like it? Amarav Rabbi Yossi. The one who didn't like it is the great Rabbi Yossi. The Tanya Maidim Chachamim Rabbi Elazar Rosh Hashanah, as we learned in the Brisa, the Chachamim agreed to Rabbi Elazar on Rosh Hashanah. Shahaya Yori Shemet Saber. A man was concerned that maybe it will become a full month, and tomorrow will be the holy day, and today will be the non-holy day. And therefore, you might not be able to make one tomorrow, so what do? Ma'ariv Adam Shnei Eruvin, you make 2 Eruvin up front before the first day, and you say, Eruvin Barishon L'Mizrach V'Shein L'Mayr, Barishon L'Mayr V'Shein L'Mizrach, East, West, West, East. Eruvin Barishon, it's all a repeat of the Mishnah, essentially. My Erev, I wanted to have my Erev on the first day, B'Sheni Kibana Iri. And the second day I want to be regular. Or Eruv B'Sheni, I want my Eruv to be on the second day, Brishon Kibana Iri. And the first day I want a regular city-like dwelling where I'm just like my other members of the community where there is no Eruv that I'm making. Okay? So I can play that. So the Rabbanon, who was in last Mishnah's, Rabbi Yehuda, now he's admitting, yes, Rabbi Eliezer rather, so I'm admitting to Rabbi Eliezer that yes, you can pull this off. It works. However, Rabbi Yossi Eiser in the Brisa we have it clear who it is. It's ironically the Chachamim in the Brisa is Rabbi Yehuda of our Mishnah, and they're admitting to Rabbi Eliezer of the last Mishnah that this works when it comes to Rosh Hashanah. Rabbi Yossi stands firm and says no, I don't agree even in this Mishnah. I don't agree that it works. Rabbi Yossi, they said to Rabbi Yossi, Yatam Odim. Don't you agree, Shimbo Edom and Aminchol Mail, that if Edom came from Mincha on the 30th day of Elul, Edom walk in at 2:12, okay, to give testimony about the new moon, are we going to accept these guys or not? The answer is no. He says, don't you admit to me, Yatam Shimbo Edom and Aminchol Mail, Shinogan Maso Ayoim, Kaidish, Ulmacha Kaidish? Don't you agree that we're going to make the day holy the rest of the day? We're not going to allow you to go back to a weekday situation. Okay, so don't you therefore agree that it's all one kedusha?
You're going to start Yom Tov in the middle of the day?
Well, you're not going to start. I mean, let's say it came at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock retroactively was Rosh Hashanah long, so you treat it as Rosh Hashanah because you're not sure. But that yes,
So,
but
wait a second, you're saying you treated it as Rosh Hashanah from the night before, and now it didn't come and just reinforce what
Correct.
you're doing. Okay.
Correct. Right. And right, that was that's this unique aspect of Rosh Hashanah, that basically we had no choice but to treat it as Rosh Hashanah from the beginning, but without the rabbinic intervention, if we found out, then really retroactively the day was
Nothing changed if it was confirmed or if Or you continued and then the next.
Yeah, right, but technically, if they came in at a point where we're not going to accept Edom anymore, and there was a rule that after Mincha we would not accept Edom, so really technically at that point we should be able to go back to weekday activity. Edom did not come by 1 o'clock. Okay, it's Mincha Gedola, 1:30, whatever it is, and they didn't come, so now it's a weekday. But we didn't do that. So Rabbi Yossi is saying, I'm showing you that it's a Yom HaRichta, because don't you agree to me, Shimbo Edom and Aminchol Ma'il Shenoigen Wasayon Kodesh Lamocha Kodesh, that we're going to make today Kodesh and tomorrow Kodesh? So don't you see it's one big Kedusha, so how could you play these games? To which Rabbanon come back and say, as we turn the page on the Testament Beis, Hasam Kech Delo Lizalzule Bey. The only reason why we did that, we didn't do it as really a function of one long day. We did it, it's not a holy day, and it's really one or the other. The Mimon Shach still holds true. The only reason why we didn't have you go into your cars and run around and do shopping on the 30th day of Elul in the afternoon, which technically would be Mutter Midaraisa, is because we don't want you to cheapen and degrade the holiness of Rosh Hashanah, which might happen in the course of years when you blew the shofar in the morning, in the afternoon you're running around in your cars, and that's obviously not going to be a good thing. Even though technically it's totally mutter to do that, but it's just going to lead to the problems. Okay, let's catch up in the Rashis.
I mean, where though?
Huh?
Where you run in the stores, rushing to open? I mean, that would be the idea, is that suddenly everything flips.
Yeah, right. I mean, even if the stores are not going to open, you can certainly do your, all malacha that you want to do, you can go ahead and do it, but we're not going to let you do it. The Rabbanan interceded and said no. But the Chacham who argued, the Rabbi Yossi maintained that it didn't become one Kedusha, it became a man of Shach, right. So, I mean, which is really, let's finish the Rashi, then we'll see, because nowadays, even though we treat it as one Kedusha, that's really a Chumrah, we treat it as one Kedusha, right? Because if you don't have a new fruit on the second night,
the Shachianu.
You still make a Shachianu. We do it just for that concern that if it's one kedusha, the Shachianu might not be justified because you hadn't made a Shachianu already yesterday. But technically, if you did forget, if you don't have that new suit or that new fruit, you still make the Shachianu. Okay, let's see. Even though I argued with you in Mishnah A that you can't pull off that two-fangled Erev, the Beis Yom Tovim, Rosh Hashanah, Beis Kedusha, saying, I will admit here that the 2 days are two distinct, separate days. The Chad Minay Chol, because one of them is weekday. Mishum Sveik L'Edin on E Evru Bezdin the Kitchu Yarchab Yom Lamed Aleph. It's because we're Mesupik. We don't know. We don't know if the Bezdin made it into a full month and the Kitchu Yarchab Yom Lamed Aleph, and the month becomes holy on the 31st day of that month, which is the first day of Tishrei. Rishon Chol, and the first of these 2 days was then weekday. Or Yom Lamed Nikfa, or maybe Adam came and they said today is Rosh Hashanah. Ravishnei Chol, Sheni Chol, and the second day would then become weekday. Who Avdalu? And then that's what they would make it. They would make the second day into a completely regular weekday day. Okay, so I'm moted to you that this is a much easier way of dealing with things, right? Even though for us it's sort of, runs counter. It's two separate. What do you mean one kedusha? One's yontif, one's Shabbos. Well, it's not one day, but there it is. We said that somehow they look at that kedusha flowing one to the other, but here it's not really kedusha flowing one. There's no kedusha here in both days. There's only kedusha in one day. We just don't know which day it is. So Rabbi Yehuda says, I admit to you here, you can pull your shtick. It's not a problem. Rabbi Yosef says, no, you can't do it here either. Because Savalav Mishum Sveika the Shema Bo Edim B'Yom Lamid Suffolk B'Yom Lamid Aleph Luchudeyiskin. It wasn't just because maybe today is the 30th, maybe it's going to be the 31st. That's not the doubt alone that's at play here. Af Mishum Shema Bo Edim Minamin Chulumayla Iskin. Okay, but there's also the concern that maybe the Edom are going to come afterwards, after Chatzos, from Minchul Maila, the Tavayu Kedishi, in which case, then there's real Kedusha. There's real Kedusha. No, it was Friday night you can use this argument. Friday night you can say, we're treating it because we don't know. Either today is holy and tomorrow's not, or tomorrow's holy and today is not, we just don't know, and therefore we're going to be machmir. That's all true till you get to after mincha. But when you get to after mincha, we know exactly what the story is, that today wasn't holy, and yet, what happened? He says, so that's what he's saying, one second, is going to Tavayu Kadishi. There, that you clearly see that the Rabbanan made both holy. The Rabbanan, Shahu B'tzafim Yom Lamed Shel Elul, the Rabbanan who said they were waiting on the 30th day of Elul, Shema Yava Edim Sheniris Halvana Bo, okay, they're waiting for Edim to come. Did the moon appear to anybody on that day? V'kachu Bezin Es HaChodesh, Hayoim, where the Bezin will then sanctify the day today. V'nogan Osa Yom Kodesh, and they will make that day holy. So Shema Yontefu, okay, maybe that day is Yontef. That's we don't know. Okay, Uvetanina, and yet we learn Tamid Rosh Hashanah Shachris Karv Kilchaso. So what would you do in those days? So the morning day, if you don't, you're waiting for the witnesses. So the Levim have to sing something. So you sing the day of Rosh Hashanah? Do you sing the day of a regular weekday? So what do? So we learned the Bryce like this: Tamish Rosh Hashanah Shachris Karv Kilchasa. The Rosh Hashanah Shachris was offered like a Treg Halacha Tamid Kilchasa Tamid Shachol, like a weekday. V'shir Shachol Hamasukin Liyom. They would offer the Tamid of the regular weekday, and then they would sing the weekday song. Yom Bashir Shayal Vim Oimim B'Migdash. Right? We have the Yom Shir Shal Yom every day. We say at the end of davening. B'Yom Rishon V'Tamid Shal Ben Abayim Oimer Shir Acher. And in the afternoon, Tamid, when they offer the afternoon carbon, they would sing a different song. Oimer Shir Acher Hasiroisi Misevel Shichmo G'Daminu Perik Bas Rosh Hashanah. Okay, like we learned in Rosh Hashanah, we're going to learn there, Bez Hashem, that they sang a different song in the afternoon. That apparently seemed to be the same song every day. Okay, Hasiroisi Misevel Shechmoi. Okay, we know those words. Can't remember exactly which one it is, but that's Yoshe B'Seisher, maybe?
I believe it is.
Yeah, it sounds right. Okay, now that's Sadi Aleph. That's still in Sadi Aleph. Now, if the Edom came after the afternoon carbon, Shvar Karav B'Shir Shachol, which was already offered in the weekday version of the weekday song, Tiknu Shumakachna Chodesh Machar. They made a decree that, you know what, once we sang that afternoon shir, it's so amazing. We look at the shir, you sing, you don't sing, what's the big deal? You made the wrong song. No. You can't have the wrong song. If you sang the wrong song, then I don't want to have Edom anymore to retroactively say, oh my gosh, we sang the wrong song. He says, Tiknu sheyu mukach chodesh macha. They say, that's it. We're making it officially tomorrow's Rosh Hashanah. Yoma machros moedin kviyaso, k'nei loy mashir haroyal yontiv. So we can now then have the proper shir tomorrow in its right time. So tomorrow now becomes Rosh Hashanah. Now, despite the fact that in order to keep the shir proper, because they had to offer it right away, right at Minchidol, they offered the Tamid. Then they sang the song. They sang the song weekday because Edom didn't come yet. Right after the song comes, Edom walk in. They say, no. Keep your mouth shut. We don't want to hear from you. Tomorrow's Rosh Hashanah, and we want to sing the right shir tomorrow. We don't want to have to deal with a day that we didn't sing the right shir. However, so what do we do for the rest of the day, for the next 4 or 5 hours? We finished the 30th day like we started the 30th day. Shekach tiknu, shu noigin osa yom kodesh. I feel Gomer Shal Yom, even the end of the day. Even though we all know now that tomorrow is the real Rosh Hashanah, and tomorrow is Kodesh, and those who are far from Bezin, and their reason for holding 2 days is not because of this whole question of the Levana. Not because of the that doubt, right? They didn't do it because of the doubt, because they're too far away anyway to get the word. As Michael said earlier, Alma Shem Kodesh. 1 second. Rechoking bezin oigen sheyom tov lavishim sofik. Mishum chol ka'avdei el mishum shema bo edim achar tamid shalbein arbayim. I mean, there's avdei. Why is it afka rechoking bezin? Rechoking bezin oigen shnei yomim tovim.
It says, since those living far from the base were unaware of what had transpired there, they always had to be mindful of the possibility that maybe the witnesses will arrive after the mincha period. Therefore, they always had to observe the 2 days as one continuous period of holiness, since it is in the event that the witnesses arrived after mincha, the 2 days were so considered even in the Beis Din itself. Consequently, Rav Yossi's rule that every year only one Eruv may be made for the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah.
I hear. Okay, I mean, yeah, okay, that's fine. But why do you need that? No, it's like, what Rashi? Why the rechokim? Why can't you simply keep it? The people that were close still kept the rest of the day.
One day.
I guess maybe Rashi's feeling that maybe if this is only for the ones who are waiting for the Beis Din, so that wouldn't be enough. In other words, but the fact that the rechokim would do it, that was because if you're in Beis Din, then certain years you would know. So maybe Rashi justifying the fact that you have to make it the kana, which applied to all of Klal, because the rechokim would know this, so they manavshach had to keep the first day because they didn't know maybe the Edom would come after mincha.
But when they come after mincha, they're rejected.
Right. V'noga bezin shteim kaidit. In other words, I guess it sounds like Rashi is saying that the reason why we have to make it across the board, and we'll have to pick this up tomorrow. I mean, Sunday is because that wouldn't be the people close by can just play this game year in and year out. But the ones who were far away every year had to treat it as if the Edom might come at the end of the day.
The game of